Lights up, cameras roll, stats in the fold. Kyle and Erik got the game on control. Daily grind, strategy defined. DFS huddle, money on the line. Huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. Line up, huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. Lineups tight, numbers ignite. Analytics sharper in a game day fight. Stacks on stacks, no time to relax. DFS huddle, we dropping the facts. Feel the heat, the picks elite. This the show where the sharp minds meet. Play so bold, they'll leave you stunned. Huddle's the spot when the money's won. Huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. Huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. This the DFS huddle, don't miss a beat. Kyle and Erik, where the game geeks meet. Cash lines hit, top of the slate. Tune in now, before it's too late. DFS huddle, don't miss a beat. Kyle and Erik, where the game geeks meet.
Welcome in to the DFS Huddle. Beautiful. Look at all the hard work that Erik's doing. I want to say thank you to everyone already joining us here. What we're going to do, we're going to break down the DFS slate. We're going to do the Saturday wildcard round, the Sunday wildcard round. If you guys have questions about that debacle of a Monday night game, whatever the hell you want to call that shit show of a playoff game. I mean, what an embarrassment that is. We'll go over that too. Get your questions in there. Thank you for watching so much. Please like, subscribe wherever you are watching. Of course, get your questions out there in the chat box. Follow us on Twitter at eTalk21Sports, at DFS Bachelor. Maybe I'm pissing you off today. Some of my opinions. That's going to happen from time to time. We already have a couple questions. What up to Fly Guy? Appreciate you coming in. And Sports Facts, our guy, says, will the new tax law, which was in that big fucking ugly bill that these motherfuckers passed that essentially screw over gamblers and essentially screw over this entire country. Yeah, the short answer is yes, it will, because it's considered gambling winnings, just like with anything else. So yes, it will. I haven't looked into how much that affects it. So I'm not super informed on the DFS side, but it's just like anything else. You can only claim 90% of your losses now, not 100%. I know they're trying to do things to fix that. But I will tell you, I've switched to betting offshore. I did Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin on Cash App. I have BetUS link. I can set you guys up with some promo codes over at BetUS. If you guys want to start doing that, hit me up. I'll hook you up with a link over there. You'll get a good promotion. But that's what I've done, because I'm not going to play the bullshit game. I'm not going to give my money to the rich of America again so that they can fucking tax our losses. I'm just not going to do it, me personally. Erik, have you change anything in regard to the tax law that was in that?
I'm strictly all offshore now too. Like in Illinois, we have pretty much everything, and I've strictly gone to offshore. Also, Chicago's trying to tax something here. Like, gambling is going to be out of Chicago, out of Illinois, probably within.
You guys are getting a 50-cent little tax on every bet you make, or something.
Yeah, 50 cents. If it's like under $50, 50 cents. In Chicago, they're trying to tax you too if you place a bet with inside city limits. It's the shit show here. But yeah, what I did is I did offshore. My buddy who does this for a living, he's got a house out on the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey border where he can kind of go to everywhere to kind of place action and everything. He's already moved. He moved down to Costa Rica. He's completely just left the country. He's down in Costa Rica just betting offshore. So
that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of the gambling dollars leave America and go offshore, and that's the consequence of doing stupid shit and trying to fuck your people over. That's what happens. And no one's taking responsibility for it. No one knows how it got in there, but it's in there, and no one seems to be doing anything about it. I know Dina Titus out in Las Vegas. I know Las Vegas and the representatives in Nevada are very concerned about this and trying to get it fixed. So we'll stay on top of that. But yeah, I mean, look, if it's going to affect your DFS depending on how you file all that, the same way it would affect your gambling,
Yeah.
I think of it, if I end up making enough DFS, and I don't play tons of volume, I try to get it right with 1-2 lineups. That's sort of my charm. That's what I like to do. That's what I've always done. But if I end up winning $1 million, I'll deal with I'll just cheat, hire someone to cheat. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? What else are you supposed to
I
do?
used to have a great tax guy, dude. This tax guy was fucking phenomenal. And then he fucking died. I mean,
well, my boy, one of my best friends owns a company called Tax Relief Advocates, 1-877-3. I can't remember the number now, but they will. What up, fellas? What up, Pete? Thank you for reposting this and sharing it. We really appreciate you guys. But yeah, so I'll go to him. Tax Relief Advocates, call him up, tell him Kyle sent you. I know the chairman of the board. He's my best friend. They'll set you up. So if you're having trouble with that, Tax Relief Advocates was your guys to go. I gave him free pub. Fucker owes me now. So I'm Marina Lopez. Appreciate everyone watching. Appreciate you guys sharing it out, liking all that good stuff. Saturday, Sunday DFS. It'll be a little different. We don't have start or sit questions this week, but of course DFS questions, value play questions. You need me to fix your marriage? Having trouble with a girlfriend? Erik's the man. Erik's the new dating savant now.
Oh God, dude, I am the furthest thing from the newest dating savant, dude. But
the new dating savant, Mr. Erik Toft. He'll guide you. I'll save your marriage. He'll get you a hottie on a Friday.
You know what? I can mess around on your dating apps with you. I can help you out there. But
yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Having it go past 4 dates, that's a different issue.
Oof. Well, you know, after 4 days, you start finding out about each other. They realize that we're pigs, that we're just horrible. We realize they hate us, and they're always going to hate us. And then, you just go your separate ways.
Trust in the wind. Whatever.
That's a time-tested results. All right, let's get to the Saturday slate. So it's 2 games on Saturday, Rams, Carolina, Green Bay, Chicago at 9, and then we'll do the 3-game Sunday slate separately because, I mean, even when you look at the contest, the full 6 games, you do that, it's not a very good contest. The millionaire makers, the ones that you want to play, are split up into the days. So that's how we're going to do it. So let's start Saturday here, Erik. We got the Rams at Carolina, which is laughable in itself, right? The 8-win Panthers who lost their way to a division title.
Yeah.
And then you have the Rams who were in the running for the 1 seed all the way up until the end going into Carolina. It looks like there's going to be some rain. That North Carolina, South Carolina rain they're going to have. When we look at the quarterbacks, and I did a rankings for this slate already on our Patreon. If you want to come check out our DFS slates, player pools, Erik, we haven't even touched on this. Some kind of fucking run with his bets over there. You got to keep a Patreon record for us too, because what was it the other day? Like 12 units up or something crazy.
Yeah, swept the college basketball board. Was a good night.
Come on.
Got called the Northern Colorado win over Colorado plus 910 plus 900 plus 1,000 depending on what book you got. So yeah, good stuff over there. Kyle's posting the stuff. I'm posting my bets, posting my DFS lineups. Link to that is in the bio, so make sure to check that out.
Check that out. Come join the Patreon, $15 a month. It pays for itself right away. Got Patriots, Eagles, moneyline parlay. That hurts my feelings. I am a 49er fan, but I do tend to agree. I don't feel confident in my Niners going into Philly with that defense. That Niners defense is not good. So when we break down the quarterbacks here, we got Stafford way ahead of everyone else. He's 6,900. Then it's to Caleb at 56, Jordan Love at 53, and then Bryce Young at 5K. So what do you think here, quarterback-wise? How do you have these guys ranked? What do you think?
I'm looking at the quarterbacks like this. Obviously, you got Stafford, 2 passing scores in 11 straight games, has gone 240 and 2 touchdowns in 7 straight. He has 29 touchdowns, 9 on the road. Went for 243 and 2 with 2 INTs in the first meeting. I'm looking at him, and I'm also looking at Jordan Love. The main thing that kind of sticks out to me with Jordan Love is the Bears can't generate pressure, and per PFF, Jordan Love is the second best quarterback in a clean pocket. I'm a little bit concerned with the possible win here in Chicago. So I'm going to look at that. If it is windy, I'm going to tilt her away from Jordan Love. They are getting Tom's the right tackle back, which is going to help with the pass pro and the run pro for the Packers. But those are the only two quarterbacks I'm looking at. I really don't want anything to do with Caleb Williams because he has been so up and down this whole year. And I definitely want nothing to do with Bryce Young. So I'm going to be looking either at Stafford or Jordan Love.
Why do we have these weird commenters who say the same like nonsensical dumb comment repeatedly? The internet's wild, man. I don't know who you like Dylan Gabriel that much. I got these magic beans to sell you, and if you buy them, you'll go all the way up to the beanstalk, and they'll give you this harp, and you can play it and get gold. So $20,000 a piece. Hit me up, 32GOK. I got these magic beans to sell you. If you're that naive, gullible, and it looks just like completely stupid, then there you go. Come get these magic beans. So my thing, I agree. Stafford, big points, right? But he's 1,300 more than Caleb Williams. So he would need to score for him to hit that value 7.5 or 8 points more, right, than Caleb. I'm looking possible snow in that game, right, in Chicago. We know that's your neck of the woods. It's going to be cold in the 40s, it looks like, so not miserable actually for you guys, right? That's pretty decent.
That's like short weather here in Chicago.
Yeah. So it's like normal shit, right?
Yeah.
So we have Jordan Love, who's put up 20 against the Packers. We have Caleb Williams, or against the Bears. We have Caleb Williams, who's put up 20 this year. For the salary savings, I think I'm going to have more Caleb than Stafford, just because when you start making the lineups, right? Like I can make a sick lineup with everyone I want with Caleb Williams at quarterback. You add that 1,600 with Stafford, it starts to get a little dicey. Now, I'm not saying I won't have exposure to him making several lineups, but I think I'm going to have more exposure to Caleb, the running upside. I think he'll use his legs even more now that it's playoff time, right? You try to stay healthy for these games, right? You have a Packers defense now with no Micah Parsons. I feel like this guy knows me, knows how bad I know Dylan Gabriel is. It's pretty funny. We love you out here. We appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe. But it's pretty good. But I think I'm going to have a lot of Caleb and Jordan Love, and then Bryce Young, right? That's like the Bryce Young, if he gets 20 at his cheap price, but he's only 300 cheaper than Love and Williams. I think I got it Williams, Love, then Stafford just for lineup construction. What do you think? Do you think Stafford outscores Caleb and Love that much?
I mean, if the wind is not that bad here in Chicago, Jordan Love's at the top of my list. Just because I think the Bears are going to get boat raced, dude. I think the Bears are just, that defense is just god awful. They cannot generate any pressure whatsoever. And Jordan Love is phenomenal in a clean pocket.
Yeah. It's tough. When you look at matchups, it's Jordan Love, right? The Bears allowed the 6th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. The Panthers, the 7th fewest.
Yeah.
I think I'm falling on Caleb Williams. I really do. I just have a feeling about the Bears at home. They're getting healthy. I don't know why. A little that's my heart too. I hate the Packers more than any other. Seahawks and the Packers, just for me. And but I just like the rushing upside. I wonder about Jordan Love. I wanted to get your thoughts. Coming back from the concussion, missing. Do you think he's going to be a little tentative? Is he?
I love Jordan. I have Jordan Love top of my board, top of my rankings this week. He's number one just because the Bears can't generate pressure, and Jordan Love is the 2nd best quarterback per PFF in a clean pocket. And if the wind isn't setting up and it's not a win game, I think he's going to be able to pick apart that Chicago defense, which is just putrid, and they just can't cover anything.
Yeah. I don't know what this means. If I was the guy on the other one, I have no idea what that means on some other chat, unless it was the guy arguing with me about the woman being shot, which is fine. But I don't know. I don't get the Dylan Gabriel thing. Sometimes I don't understand society anymore. I think it's hard.
It is, everyone can have their opinion, my friend.
I'm just lost. I get lost. I get lost sometimes, but we appreciate you. Please keep comments coming, the questions coming. We really appreciate you guys. Let's go. Oh, I was the Dylan Gabriel. I don't remember the Dylan Gabriel.
Maybe it was on your channel than my channel.
Yeah, I don't remember. I forget things. I'm getting old. You know what I mean? Running backs. So we have them priced here. This is DraftKings, by the way. Kyron Williams, most expensive. Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift, Dowdle. Then we get to the backups. Corum's the highest priced backup. Wilson is next. Manungai, and then Chuba Hubbard. Josh Jacobs fully healthy. I love Josh Jacobs. I think he's my number one running back. I like that he's a little bit cheaper, just slightly, than Kyron Williams. He's fully healthy. Says he hasn't felt this good since he hurt the knee on that crappy field in New York, that bullshit field they have in New York. He's fully healthy. You mentioned it. The Bears defense stinks. I think Josh Jacobs, he's of all these running backs in this slate of these four, he's the true workhorse. He's the only one that's a real workhorse, right? They don't bring him out. You know, you see all these other teams that you get into a critical down or 3rd and goal, and they're like, oh, fuck, we got to bring in our 3rd string running back. Josh Jacobs stays in the game, which I appreciate. So give me Jacobs. And I just played him with Kyron Williams because I know Blake Corum's been more involved. He got a little bit banged up at the end of the year. But I think now, playoff time, you go with your guy. And I think it's going to be Kyron Williams. Great matchup. The Panthers allowed the 9th most fantasy points to opposing running backs. It's the best matchup against running backs. The rest of them all pretty even. So give me Jacobs 1, Williams 2. And then I'll sort of mess around with these Bears running backs. But I'm getting sick of these split backfields and trying to figure out which one is which. Give me Kyron. Give me Josh Jacobs. If you're looking for like a deep sleeper, right? You're playing a bunch of tournaments. I think Chuba Hubbard could be interesting in like that sort of deep format, especially if they're in passing situations. Oftentimes they'll bring Chuba Hubbard in if they're playing from behind against the Rams. I think he could be sort of the sleeper value guy at 4,500. What do you think at running back?
I kind of like Rico Dowdle. He had 20 touches for 79 yards in the last meeting. I think we're going to see an uptick usage in him. I actually put a bet in our Patreon page for him, so make sure to check that out. Click the link in the bio. You mentioned Josh Jacobs. The main thing with them is they're getting their right tackle back. That's immediately going to help the rushing game, and especially if it's windy there, they're really going to lean on that run and get Josh Jacobs going. The Bears, I have no idea what to do. You hit the nail on the head. Is it going to be DeAndre Swift? Is it going to be Monangai? When we look at Swift, he ran for 58 and 63 yards in the 2 meetings. And Kyron Williams has 3 grabs and 3 straight, went 12 for 72 in the last meeting. I really feel that they were resting up, getting Blake Corum more carries so they could use a push for Kyron Williams. And if it's going to be wet there, immediately that's going to lean more into the run game. So if I was going to go for a sleeper guy, I would actually go for old Rico Dowdle.
Oh, Rico. Yeah, it's one of those Carolina guys, right? It's just when they sort of get in those passing down things, you see a lot of Chuba Hubbard, and I could see like a little screen or, the Rams blitz and, one of these broken plays where he breaks it free. That's where, again. And so we got Dowdle at 55, Chuba Hubbard 45. What about Chris Brooks, this receiving guy, or this Brooks guy for Green Bay?
I think it's going to be, I think it's just going to be the Josh Jacobs show. Like
my running backs, I'm just going Jacobs, Kyron Williams, and then the flex, I'm doing wide receivers. You know what I mean? Antonio Brown going to the Panthers would be very interesting. Yeah, playing from jail is maybe he's working out with Paul Crew in there. We're doing the longest yard, working out with Paul Crew. 32, keeping it interesting in our chat box. Appreciate that. Let's get to wide receivers. So this is where it's interesting for me. Henry Ruggs on the other side. There you go. When you play a lineup, so when I was trying to make a lineup with Stafford, getting both Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams in there is tough. When I do it with Caleb Williams, I've got no problems. Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, you can play both Puka and Devontae Adams, who I both think have solid games. Carolina's been good against the pass, very solid. But they're obviously probably going to lead the targets. Devontae Adams, I really do think they're going to force him that, those little 2-yard slant touchdowns. They love doing it. He's been out a few weeks. I think they go right back to it. Pat McMillan, I certainly have some interest in when you look at these teams, the teams that allow the most points to fantasy wide receivers. The Bears allow the 6th most, and the Rams allow the 9th most. So I love me some Puka, Nacua, Devontae Adams up top. Probably my favorite wide receiver, Eric, on this 2-game slate based on price, matchup, and everything else, and his role in the team, Christian Watson at 4,900. I think that's a steal. He's going to be their number 1 guy. I see big plays happening. I love me some Christian Watson. He's going to be in every lineup at 4,900. Love Luther Burden as well, especially with Adunze healthy. Let him do what he normally does in the middle of the field against the Packers. Love some Luther Burden. And my value guys, Jalen Coker at 45, right under Luther Burden. I love Jalen Coker and a little bit of Romeo Dobbs. You know how it goes. Sometimes it's just a Romeo Dobbs show out there in Green Bay. What do you think here? I want no DJ Moore. And what about Roma Dunze? Do you want any Roma Dunes? What are we doing here?
I want nothing with Odunze. I want nothing to do with old Rome at all. You mentioned Devontae Adams, coming back, had 2 touchdowns in the last game against the Panthers. He's their clear number 1 option in the red zone. Love Luther Burden. He's had 3 grabs in 8 straight, has gone 6 for 84 in 2 out of the last 3 games. Obviously it is due for some positive touchdown regression. Only has 1 touchdown since week 4. Definitely like him. Also like Jalen Coker, as you mentioned, he played 100% of the 2 wide receiver sets, which obviously means Xavier Leglette's playing time has been cut down. Went 4 for 74 in their last meeting. Last week had 6 for 47. He has gone 4 for 47 in 3 of his last 5. In his last 5, he's averaging 49 yards on 4 catches. Obviously, Romeo Dobbs has gone 3 for 60 in 2 straight, averages 4 for 49 on the road, scored 5 times in 8 games, had 84 yards and a touchdown in the last meeting. You mentioned McMillan, love him, had 85 yards last week, has 70 yards and 4 catches and 2 in his last 3, has scored 5 touchdowns in his last 7 games. He only had 1 for 43 and a touchdown in the last meeting. Now, we mentioned Rome Odunze. What about DJ Moore? He has gone 9 for 85 in 2 of the 3 meetings. He has gone 4 for 69, a touchdown in 2 of his last 4. Obviously, Puka is Puka, so you got to respect him. I kind of have a feeling that Jaden Reed could be a sneaky one this week. We really don't know what's going on with Kyle Gordon. Is he going to be back for the Bears? If he's not back for the Bears, that means the slot is going to be wide open. They're having Gardner Johnson guard the slot. We saw Antonio Brown light him up. That's where Jaden Reed is going to be lined up. And obviously Christian Watson, who's just the field extender for him. My big worry, though, is the wind. I'm definitely going to have to check out the wind to see what the weather is here in Chicago.
Yeah, I can't encourage you guys to do that more before the slate starts tomorrow. Really check that weather. Make sure there's no surprises, no, big, it happens in your neck of the wood out there, right? In your Chicago. Sometimes that shit happens. So keep an eye on that. Certainly something to keep an eye on. You mentioned DJ Moore, and it's like, dude, this guy, like, he could ruin the day by having a great game and you just fade him, right? Because let's just look since week 12. Since week 12, here are DJ Moore's fantasy. Here's his DraftKings scoring. 23.4 against Pittsburgh. Yeah, we can play DJ Moore again. 4.7, 0.6, 22.9, 21.9, 1.7, 2.1. It's dangerous. It's a wild ride. So I don't know what to do with DJ Moore. I'm sick of DJ Moore. I'll tell you that. I
think in a contest play, like he's at 50-50, no chance in hell, but contest play, definitely worth it.
Yeah. Some absolute tournament upside. But again, cash games, it gets real dicey there. I will just receivers under 4,000, right? Dontavian Wicks has been ruled out. So maybe a Matthew Golden, like you said, Jaden Reed right at 4,000, right? Some of these guys who are these speed guys who could be working the slot a little bit there for the Packers without Dontavian Wicks. Kind of nice to have him out because that gets annoying too, right? Like you play a slate and you're like, Dontavian Wicks, 25 fucking fantasy points. You kidding me? The dude has, 4 catches the whole year and then does this. That's one of the annoying things about the goddamn Packers. I'll tell you that right now. Let's get to tight ends. For me, there's one tight end. There's one tight end only. Give me Colston Loveland all fucking day long. I mean, they're just the rapport he continues to show with Caleb Williams week after week. Colston Loveland's giving me some Trey McBride vibes the way he's playing. Love Colston Loveland. Then we get to the Rams tight ends. Do you go Parkinson or do you go Higbee at 3,200? You could play both. And then honestly, I want nothing to do with Luke Musgrave. I hope Turd Ferguson just doesn't play. That gets annoying. But looks like Higbee's healthy. He's going to play. He's questionable this week, but he's going to play. For me, it's Loveland, Parkinson, and Higbee with an exceptional amount of Colston Loveland for me. And I think he's going to be the highest owned. So maybe if you're playing tournaments and you want to pivot to like a Cole Kmet and hope he gets the Colson Loveland points at lower ownership in tournaments. I could see that, but I think Loveland's set up for a decent day. The Packers have been okay against tight ends, but in his 2 games, 3 catches, 30 yards in the most recent one. The one earlier, what do you have? 5 catches for 29 and a touchdown in that one. Give me some Colson Loveland this week. Coming off back-to-back 20-point performances, 10 targets in each of the last 2 weeks. I like Colson Loveland. What do you think of tight end?
My eyes, Colson Loveland or nothing. I mean, you can't trust anyone. I'm going to be really attacking this 50-50 board. Colson Loveland has the lowest floor. I know everyone's kind of like putting out their projections and everything about next year. Colson Loveland, I mean, that's the guy. That's the tight end moving forward. Him and Trey McBride and Bowers are going to be the 3 guys going into next year. But we're talking about this weekend. The only guy I'm have any interest in just because we see the rapport, like you said, with him and Williams just growing.
And then we get to defenses, right? Tough. So you got the Rams way up there at 3,500, right? You got Packers, Bears, Panthers, 2,800 and below. Carolina's down at 2,000. I find myself playing a lot of the Bears defense, and I don't think they're good, but they do cause turnovers, right? And that's what I'm looking for. I want a turnover, a pick six. You know, they still do that fucking Peanut Tillman punch shit. They're the masters of it. The Bears force turnovers. They're not good defensively at all. But I think it's worth saving 1,000 in salary. Like, the Rams defense to me isn't that good. They're okay. And I'm not a big Bryce Young guy, but I'm not sure that I see them causing the kind of turnovers on the road in Carolina as this Packers-Bears game. Packers defense I would like, but without Micah Parsons, they have no pass rush. That defense doesn't look good to me. Bears aren't good, but they cause more turnovers. So I'm trying to save some salary and hope for a return touchdown and Illman, he's saying likes the Packers. That's where I'm at. I'm in that game. I want one of those 2 defenses, and I'm hoping for a pick six. I don't see a ton of turnovers. Rams, Panthers. I think Carolina's going to be pretty risk adverse. You know, especially
they're gonna run the ball, a lot of screen passes.
Right.
Like, they're not going to take many shots at all. They're going to try to like gum up the game. You know, get in the 4th quarter with it being a 1-possession game.
So what do you think defensively wise? Who are you targeting?
Like you said, Packers, who I think your strategy for this slate, whoever you like in the Packers-Bears game, you play that defense.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. And I'll have different mix where I have like a Packers stack playing the Packers and vice versa. I think that makes a ton of sense. All right, not bad. We got through that in about 25 minutes. Let's get to the Sunday slate. The Millionaire Maker, if you will. They're still calling it that here on Sunday. We got 3 games starting with Jacksonville and Buffalo in Jacksonville. Moving on to my 49ers taking on the Eagles in Philly, and then closing out Sunday night, Chargers in Foxborough to take on the Patriots. This is where it gets harder. This 3-game slate gets tough. Josh Allen, Drake May at the top, 7,068. Below that, you got Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, then Brock Purdy, and then the cheapest of the starting quarterbacks. The cheapest one is Justin Herbert, who's got a pretty high ceiling. We've seen it. He had the week off, that broken hand. I know he was taking snaps under center this week at practice, which is a big step for him with that stupid fucking brace he's wearing on his hand is crazy. Still hard for me to get away from Josh Allen. We just seen Josh Allen in the playoffs too much. He's so good in the playoffs, and it's all him, right? It's all Josh Allen. So lots of Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts, look, it's going to be hard for me because I do not want to watch the Eagles beat my Niners again, and I certainly don't want to root for it. But who has a better matchup against the 49ers are the worst defense on the board on Sunday. I think we can all agree on that, right? Like that Niners,
they're missing their best player in all 3 levels.
They're not good. And so as much as it pains me to say it, I think Jalen Hurts is the play. And I'm going to have plenty of tournament exposure to Trevor Lawrence at home in Jacksonville. You're going to have to score to keep up with Buffalo. That could end up being a high-scoring, fun game. I think Trevor Lawrence for a little bit of savings makes sense, but Josh Allen, I know he's 7K. It makes sense. Justin Herbert being 1,200 cheaper, though, is interesting. I'm certainly going to have some exposure there. I think cash games, if you want to play Herbert so you can pay up because there's not a lot of value at running back and stuff, in my opinion, on this slate. There's not those cheaper guys to go to. I think Herbert, Trevor Lawrence are interesting. We've seen the upside of Brock Purdy. For me, I think it's Josh Allen, but Jalen Hurts is right there with him. It's real close for me. What do you think at quarterback?
I mean, Josh Allen, obviously. I mean, he has got 32 touchdowns and 13 playoff starts. I mean, this guy, it just runs through him. Herbert, absolutely like Herbert. I know people are going to make a big thing about the Chargers offensive line and their injuries. This Patriots team blitzes at a top 10 rank, but they're 23rd in sacks. They literally have no pass rushers. So even if they're blitzing, they are not getting home. Jalen Hurts, he has run for over 30 yards in every playoff game but 2. He is going to be the red zone weapon. He's going to be the guy that gets those touchdowns when it's inside the 5, not Barkley. Hurts is a rushing scorer in 3 straight games against San Francisco. I think he is going to get another one. San Francisco has allowed 7 scores to the quarterback in their last 5 games. Love me some Trevor Lawrence as well. Buffalo has allowed 7 passing touchdowns in the last 6 weeks. He's averaging 265 passing yards, over his last 4 games. And call me crazy, but I don't like Drake May. I'm just not into Drake May, just because I put a stat in the Patreon about how poorly first-time quarterbacks perform in the playoffs. Because of that, I'm just taking a step back. I don't really like Drake May. I'm going to go to Herbert, Allen, Lawrence, Hurts, those guys in my lineups. I'm staying completely away from Drake May.
And to your point, the Chargers allowed the second fewest fantasy points overall to opposing quarterbacks. It's not a great matchup. Could be a low-scoring game there. I like some Josh Allen. I just think, too, with Hurts, as much as I hate to say this, because I do not like the Eagles, I think Jalen Hurts sucks. I do not think he's a good quarterback. I really don't. I think he's a mediocre thrower of the ball with a slow release. I don't think he's all that fast running. He's not faster than most linemen. Not a great decision maker. Not very accurate. But we've seen the Eagles not do as much tush-push the last several weeks. I think we could say welcome back to the tush-push when it comes to playoff time. You're going to see that play a ton. They're not going to be worried about feeding Barkley for touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, very interesting when it comes to that. Let's get to running backs. Christian McCaffrey, way up there, way more expensive than everyone else. Then you get to James Cook, then Barkley, then ATN. And then we've got the Hamptons, and then these Patriots running backs, which just drive like Ramondre Stevenson is just so goddamn annoying in every single possible fucking way when it comes to DFS. I can't stand it.
It's brutal.
Look, I have McCaffrey because he's just, of all the, like McCaffrey, you look at James Cook. I like James Cook, but the Bills are morons. They take James Cook out all the time. They're like, oh, Ty Johnson and Ray Davis should. And it's like, Sean McDermott, you're such a fucking idiot. Like, I don't know how these dipshits keep this job, but nonetheless, McCaffrey, workload, passing game, run game. Eagles stink against the run. I know they're going to be a little bit better with Jalen Carter back, but I think McCaffrey, just volume-wise, he's going to be that whole team. He's going to be that whole team.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I have Barkley because Niners suck. They stink defensively. I could see Barkley breaking off a 70-yarder. Love me some Barkley. And that's kind of where I'm at. I might play some ATN. I get frustrated with the Jags rotation at running back too. Bishal Tootin, who's fucking just whatever. I don't know why this fucking idiot comes in the game either, but whatever. I'm not touching the New England running backs. I think for me, it's McCaffrey, Barkley, and then some ATN and Hampton. I don't know how much I'm going to touch James Cook or those Patriots running backs. What do you think?
I mean, obviously, you mentioned Barkley over his last 4. He has 2 catches, 3 touchdowns, running for at least 68 yards in all 4, averaging 21 carries and 100 yards, has 5 scores and 3 touchdowns in his last 7. James Cook, Jonathan Taylor had some success against this Jags team.
They allowed the second fewest running back points on DraftKings.
But I mean, like, Taylor put up numbers. Is Cook going to be able to put up numbers? Or are they going to go in there with a concentrated effort to get him going? So I'm a little bit hesitant to use James Cook. You mentioned Travis Etienne. I put him in our Patreon. He has 55 yards twice in his last 6 outings. Only has 2 scores in the last 7. So I really feel He's due for some touchdown regression. Bills are awful against the run. They're allowing, I think, the 27th most yards rushing and our 30th DVOA. In terms of the Henderson-Stevenson debacle, the last 2 games, Henderson's played 58 snaps. Stevenson's played 57, but Henderson does have 10 more touches. But Stevenson has 255 scrimmage yards. Henderson only has 135. So Henderson obviously has been way more effective. So I really want nothing to do with them. I'm going to be in the Travis Etienne business more than likely. And then in terms of the late game, I need to figure out what's going on with Omaria Hampton. I need to know what's going on with him as well before I can really commit. I know he's a little bit banged up. Is he going to go or is he not going to go?
So they say the plan is for him to play. He sported a brace on his ankle in a limited fashion at practice today after not practicing yesterday and Wednesday. So that's a no thank you, right? Maybe if you want to get crazy, if you're playing a bunch of tournament lineups, a little Kamari Vidal, right? A little Kamani Vidal if you want to get jiggy with it, but that's as far as I would go. Ooh, Ty Johnson's questionable. I would love it if that son of a bitch didn't play. I would love that. I am so sick and tired of Ty Johnson being on the field for the Bills. I don't understand how you think that's a good. Ty Johnson is dog shit. He is not an NFL starting running back or even remotely close to the caliber. He was a fucking cast off from the shitty Jets. And like Sean McDermott to me is so stupid. I cannot stand him as a coach. But Ty Johnson at 4,400, if he does go, could be one of these weird tournament things. So there's that. It gets tough. For me, I'm sticking at the top, and I'm probably going to have to try to find my savings elsewhere, which is here at wide receiver. You got Diggs and the Eagles receivers at the top, then the McConkeys and the Johnstons and the Myers. When I look at all this, Parker Washington at 5K, he's just been way too big of a part of the offense, and they're going to need to throw the ball against Buffalo, who's really good against the run. And Quentin Johnston, 5,200, big play guy, a Patriots defense that will give up big plays. Those two are fairly priced at the top. I'm going to have A.J. Brown probably in everything because the 49ers can't cover anyone. What do you think here at wide receiver? And is there anyone down here like a sleeper, like a Kyle Williams, a Keenan Allen at 4,200, a Brian Thompson? Who's the sleeper here at receiver?
I mean, obviously, I agree with you with A.J. Brown, 6-7, 6.7 grabs, 85 yards, 4 scores. Going down my list a little bit more, I'm Stephon Diggs. I really want nothing to do with Stephon Diggs. I do like Ladd McConkey. He has gone 122 targets, 12 receptions, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns in his last 5. Had 8 for 94 and 2 touchdowns the last time the Chargers played the Patriots. I absolutely love Ladd McConkey. I really feel, though, that the guy you want to look at, I totally agree with you with Parker Washington in terms of the deep sleeper to answer your question. How about a little Brandon Cooks? We saw Allen start to go to him a little bit more in week 17. I really think that he can be the guy on the outside to be the chain mover. Shakir, I absolutely love. He's more of a slot guy, plays inside. Coleman has none of the route tree. He just basically stretches the field. I think that Brandon Cooks is going to be a sneaky guy. I did a best ball draft before we started this, and I actually got me a little Brandon Cooks in that.
You know what? That's a great call. Just realizing, too, they actually sat him out last week, too, to sit with the starters.
Yeah.
Coming off at 3,500, coming off a 6-target, 4-catch, 100-yard game against Buffalo or against the Eagles in week 17.
Yeah.
I love the Brandon Cooks. That's the guy. You nailed it. They don't have any receivers. That team is built horribly. I mean, I don't know. Like, the GM should be fired immediately. That is a horrible roster, but you have Josh Allen, and that's it's
you
a
can band-aid all these issues, and you play in a week, what it's been a week division. So
I like that. That Brandon Cooks call 3,500. That might be the Aladdin. That's the diamond in the rough. Right there.
Yeah,
love that call. Tight ends. I love Dalton Kincaid, 3,800. I have him circled again. Dalton Kincaid, Brenton Strange at 38 and 3,900. Love that. I could see myself getting to Arondé Gadsden against the Patriots, who actually struggle a little bit against the tight end. Kittle, too expensive. Hunter Henry, again, tough matchup. Dallas Goedert, do not trust that injury. But again, the Niners stink. So we've got some options at tight end here. I think I've got it ranked Kincaid 1. Goddard's climbing. If Goddard's healthy, it's hard not to play Goddard because they'll go to him in the red zone too. And my Niners just have no defense.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Goddard has a club record 11 touchdowns at the tight end position, has scored 4 touchdowns in his last 3, has gone 35 yards twice in his last 7. San Francisco is allowing the 9th most yards to tight ends over the last 6 weeks. They also have allowed the 2nd most touchdowns to the tight end position. I absolutely love Dallas Goedert. I also love Dalton Kincaid. I put a bet of Dalton Kincaid in the Patreon. Make sure to check that out. Click the link in the description. Absolutely love this matchup for him, especially when you look at how the Jags have done defending the tight end position.
Yeah, just sort of looking at like pricing and how they've kind of squeezed everything. There's not a ton of value on this Sunday slate. I think 2 tight ends, getting another tight end in the flex, like say if you have a Dallas Goedert at tight end, then paying $3,800 for Dalton Kincaid in the flex, I think makes a ton of sense. And then it really allows you to pay up for the McCaffreys, the Barkleys, the AJ Browns, get some of these players that you want, and then sprinkle in with a couple of tight ends. I think that makes a ton of sense. Defenses. Let's get to the defenses. Most expensive, interestingly, is the Patriots against the Chargers. Cheapest is the Chargers against the Patriots. I like the Chargers defense. 2,200. Sign me up.
Yeah, I think the Chargers. Also, Jags too. Jags are only 2,700. Eagles only 2,900. I would look to there. I don't really want to get in the Patriots or Bills business, but I think you made a good point. I think the Jags and the Bills is just going to be a high scoring affair. So with that being said, I'll probably go Chargers or Eagles.
I look at the Chargers-Patriots game, and I look at the Patriots offense, and they have no playmakers. They have those 2 running backs, which are okay. Stephon Diggs is all right. And then the rest of those pass catchers, they're shit. Demario Douglas, Keyshawn Butte, who's banged up. Demario Douglas, just shit, and more shit. Like Matt Hall. I mean, these guys are no good. So that Chargers defense as the cheapest one, probably the lowest owned one in a game that could be low scoring. I think that makes a ton of sense. Question. Are you guys going to make a lineup? We did not do that for the Saturday slate. We can do it here.
Let's do it for the Sunday slate.
Let's do it for the Sunday slate here. Let's make a lineup as usual. Erik gets to pick the quarterback. That's our routine. We've had good success. Who do you want to quarterback?
I'm going to go with Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. I think it makes sense. That hurts my feelings. Also hurts my feelings. I feel like my 49ers are going down this week. All right, so we got Hurts at quarterback. At running back, I'm just going to put McCaffrey in there. Don't get me started on Dado. 32 is just keeping the chat. We appreciate you, man. Come back and join more of our shows. We love that. So I put McCaffrey in as our first running back. I just think volume-wise, you got to have it.
I'm going to go with old Etienne as my other one.
Next. At wide receiver, well, we got Hurts. So let's see if we can throw AJ Brown in at 6,900.
Okay.
We got next.
I'm gonna go down to
Cooks.
Yeah, give me some Cooks.
3,500. I love that. And it oh wow. I can't show all those comments.
Yeah.
Now it's gone too far. My goodness gracious.
Yeah.
We could choose, but that's no.
No.
No. Next receiver. We need another wide receiver here. I'm gonna go with Quentin Johnston. Deep play threat, 5,200, evenly priced. Big play guy. We can do that. Now we're at tight end. We have 43.33 per player remaining. We got tight end.
I'm gonna go Kincaid.
Yep, I like that. Dalton Kincaid. Then at the flex here, we've got 40. I'd like to play. Oh, we can play Barkley in the flex and then the Chargers defense.
Jesus, does that work?
Yep. So our lineup is Hurts, McCaffrey, ATN, AJ Brown, Brandon Cooks, Quentin Johnston, Dalton Kincaid, Saquon Barkley, and the Chargers defense.
So we were able to put together a lineup that has Jalen Hurts, CMC, and safety.
And ATN and AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I love that lineup.
That's a pretty good.
I'm going to be entering that. I'll be entering that again. We really, really appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the fun comments and the questions. We'll be back next week, divisional round, of course. Please hit that link. Come join the Patreon. Get all of our bets, DFS stuff, all that stuff. Come join it. Click the link. $15 a month. Pays for itself right away. From myself and Erik, have a great weekend. Enjoy what is an awesome playoff weekend. Enjoy the national champ or semifinals tonight, Oregon, Indiana, all that good stuff. For myself and Erik, have a great night. And, of course, good luck on all your future weeks.